Good evening, my classmate and also Mr. Lutfi. So today our group will be presenting about auditing the revenue cycle, and my group consists of me, Alessandra Francia Aude, and Hagan Muhammad Aulia. So for the introduction, the revenue cycle encompasses activities from receiving a customer order to receiving cash. Auditing this cycle is essential to ensure revenue is recorded correctly, completely, and uh, validly. In modern information system, technology plays a crucial role in automating and controlling process. So next one, we will talk about the technology and revenue cycle activities. Revenue cycle that encompass all activity from receiving customer orders, delivering good or service, billing, and receiving cash. And there's some purpose. It's to ensure revenue is recorded correctly, completely, and on time. And there's some main activity of the revenue cycle. The first one is receiving customer orders. There must input order into the system. Next one is credit authorization is ensure customer credit worthiness, and the third one is shipping goods. Like we must verify that goods are delivered as that customer order. The next one is billing and accounts receivable. Like we must generate invoice and also update the AR. And the last one is cash receive that record customer payments and update the cash account and clears the customer receivable balance. And then next one is technology in revenue cycle. First one is batch processing system. So the transactions are collected and processed in groups. So suitable for large and stable transaction volume like hold the business. And the second one is real-time processing system. The transactions are processed immediately as they occur and commonly used in business with high transaction frequency, such as like e-commerce. And the third one is point of sale or POS system, typically used B2C business like such as retail store, and automatically updates the sale case and also the inventory. So next one, we will talk about the revenue cycle audit objective. Based on management assertion, audit objective, there are six management assertion. The first one is existence or occurrence. The audit objective is ensure revenue transaction actually occur. Next one is completeness. All transactions are recorded. The third one is accuracy. So amounts and price are record correctly. The fourth one is right and obligations. The company has right to record receivable. The fifth one is valuation, like receivables are fairly presented, and the last one is presentation, like properly present and disclose. So in control, next one we will talk about the control in the revenue cycle. The first one, there are some input control. So there are 3 points in there. First one is credit authorization. Like we must ensure that only credit-worthy customer are processed. The third one is edit and validity checks. Like we detect data entry errors such as incorrect price or customer codes. And the third one is sequence check, like get invoice number. And the second one, there's process control. Also, there are 3 points. First one is run-to-run totals. Like we ensure that all batch data is processed completely and accurately. Second one is transaction code controls, like difference between type of transaction, like sales or the return. And the last one is access control. We restrict access to sensitive data and assets such as cash, inventory, and account receivable. And the last point is output control. And first one is transaction listings. We must record both successful and failed the transaction. Second one is error logs, or we assign a unique number to each transaction for easy tracking. And the last one is audit trail. We provide trackable records to ensure that accuracy and integrity of system the reports. Maybe for the next slide, we presented by my friend Hagan.
Okay, thank you, Audrey. So in this next slide, we will be talking about the test of controls because to check if those controls that we mentioned earlier works effectively, the auditors perform test of controls. So these are the some of the common methods that using. Okay, these are the example of the common methods. The first one is the test data approach. It is to test the system using the simulated data. The second one is the integrated test facility or the ITF. It is to test the data embedded in the live system. The third one is review logs and batch totals. It is to ensure that the data consistency and completeness. And the last one is observation and inquiry. It is to verify the employees follow control and procedures. Uh, Maybe next slide. Okay, thank you. So in the next slide, we will be talking about the substantive test on revenue cycle accounts. So the purpose itself is to obtain the direct evidence on the fairness of sales, accounts receivables, and cash receipts accounts. And the common risk itself, it has a fictitious or premature sales recognitions, cutoff errors, and understanded allowance for doubtful accounts. Because even when the control seems effective, the auditors still perform substantive to gather the direct evidence. Okay, so the next slide will be talking about the types substantive test. So the analytical procedures itself for the substantive test is to compare cells and the AR trends across periods. It is to analyze ratios such as sales or AR, and the test of details of this substantive test is to review the sales invoices, confirm AR balances with the customers, and cut off and aging schedule testing. And lastly is the CAATS or the computer assisted audit tools of the substantive test. It is using the ACL software to detect anomalies and recalculate the AR aging. Okay, next slide. So, the relationship between controls and substantive theft. There are important relationship between the internal controls and the substantive test. These are the relationships. The first one is the when the controls are strong, the auditors may reduce the substantive testing. The second one is when the controls are weak, the auditors must increase the substantive testing. And lastly, both work together to ensure financial statements reliability. Okay, next slide. Okay, so in conclusions, the audit plays a vital role in evaluating how the technology and internal controls contribute to the fairness and reliability of the financial statements. It requires auditors to understand the system processes, assess and test controls, and even perform substantive tests to verify the accuracy of revenue-related accounts. By integrating the advanced tools such as real-time systems, POS system, and CATS, auditors can improve both the efficiency and precision of their work, ensuring that the final information truly reflects the organization's performance and integrity. Okay, next one. And finally, here are our discussion questions. As the information system increasingly automate the revenue cycle from order processing to cash receipts, how can auditors ensure the reliability of financial data while effectively integrating technology, testing internal controls, and applying substantive procedures to maintain audit quality and professional judgment? Okay, thank you guys for answering the question. We hope that the question and this presentation has a meaningful about the future of the auditing of the digital era. And that's all from our presentation. Thank you for your attention, and we'll now, uh, uh, yeah, thank you.